Hello guys, I just got this clipper from a customer. They said a component got burnt inside, so the clipper was not turning on. So quickly I'm going to open it so that we'll see what we did inside. Okay, so I've opened the clipper. Initially I've worked on it and I found an equivalent, which is this thing, if you can see clearly, which is here. Okay, first a MOSFET got burnt away from this clipper. I've worked on it already and it's working perfectly now, but I just decided to brief you guys on how I went about it, because the MOSFET that got damaged, you cannot find it in the market. So watch closely and follow me closely. Okay, so here it is. If you watch closely, you see these three dots here. Okay, I'm coming, let me point it out. The MOSFET removed from, see these three dots, this was the gate, the source and the drain, you understand. So the MOSFET got damaged and it fell off, and there is no replacement available now on ground in the market, so I had to improvise. Now this is where technical experience comes in. So first I checked it out with my multimeter, and then I realized what kind of voltage does this is missing from the motor to work, and you find that the positive voltage is on the positive leg, so what's missing is the negative voltage. I hope you are watching closely. So then, meaning the MOSFET was acting as a switch to open and close the negative voltage from this terminal here to this terminal, which is this place here. So that is just it. So I had to find a replacement that can get this negative voltage from here to here. So here a list of substitutes I could think of. So here with me is a small MOSFET KF9N25. So I actually tried this, and then this is another substitute. This is a relay. One of the leg is broken, but I thought of it, so I just decided to show you guys this. So it's a relay, so that probably we switch on the relay and then we close off this gap. Or here's another MOSFET, IRFZ40N. So these were my three options at first. So I tried using them, but they did not work. I'm going to tell you briefly why they did not work, but before that, let's go over to what actually worked. So here with me is a diode. This is an SMD diode. I got it out from scrap, but initially this diode was the one I intended using, but the current rating was low. Okay, I've already stated the reason why I could not use these guys, and their current rating was actually very low, so they could not power the motor. So I had to get a diode which could allow up to 3 amperes pass through. So, and that's where I came across this guy on a scrap panel. This is an SMD diode, so that's why I had to put wires, because I could not connect it here initially, because the poles were not, the ports were not the same with the board, you understand. So this diode actually allows up to 3 amperes. This is SS34 diode. It has others like SS24 and SS14. The SS14 allows 1 ampere current, the SS24 allows 2 ampere current, and the SS34 allows 3 ampere current. Wow, what a great coincidence. I got to find the best one, the SS34, which allows 3 ampere current, which is just what I needed for this clipper to start working. So I'm going to solder it here. Okay, first I will explain to you. Okay, watch closely why I do this. Watch closely. I thought of how I was going to get the diode to make it work. So then I just watch closely what I did. Okay, first you set your meter to the diode function, so that you can be able to read zeros without it making noise. you can read continuity without the meter shouting. So I tested it to see that okay, the meter is working properly. I tested it, I put the two probes together, so you see that the meter is working perfectly. Okay, then here I checked the positive of the motor to the positive of the battery, and I saw the meter is connected. Look at it, it's showing 0. If I remove it, if I remove mine, you see it's not showing any value. It's showing 1, meaning the resistance is too high. But if when I put it back, you see it's showing 0, meaning they are internally connected. So I checked also the negative of the battery and this negative place of the motor. I see that they are not connected. There are components between them. So I knew that there was a fault here. I had to find a way of getting negative voltage here. So then I just know by experience that this switch here, most times in the circuit, it's actually bringing negative voltage from here and taking it over to here. That is from this place to here. So when you turn on the switch, it will allow the negative voltage from here to get to here. You understand? So let's quickly check that out. So I checked it with my meter from the negative of the battery to one terminal of the switch, and you see that they are connected, 0. You see it? But to the other terminal of the switch shows that they are not connected. You see, it's showing more than 1. So I have to find a way of looping this voltage from here to here, so that when I on the switch, the negative voltage will also get here, because that's what is missing. Okay, so quickly, this thing, most electricians might do it directly. They might take this thing from here to here directly, but it could damage this IC. It could damage the IC because this switch is actually connected to these ICs here, and they are to perform a function. So if you connect it directly here, if you connect this switch directly from here to here, it could damage it. So I have to devise a way. That is why I came up with this diode, so that the diode could allow voltage from only the switch to come here, but will not allow voltage from here to come back here. You understand? So quickly, I'm going to connect the diode, and I'm going to show you how I connected the diode. Okay, here I have to check for the positive and the negative of the diode. So we are testing. Okay, see, it's reading, meaning the place where my red probe is, which is this place, is the negative, and the place where my black probe is the positive. Some people may call it otherwise, but this is the way I understand it. Okay, so guys, as earlier stated, we have to test the diode to see if it's working. So diode will only read in one direction. As you can see, it's reading like this. If I turn it the other way, it's not going to read. You can see it on the meter, it's not reading. So I'm turning it back. So like this, in the way that it's reading, the place where my black probe is the cathode, and where my red probe is the anode, because I'm using a digital multimeter. If you're using an analog multimeter, it will be the opposite. So now your cathode will go to the second terminal of the switch, which we are controlling, and then the anode will go to the negative of the motor. So I'm going to solder it quickly, and we are going to test it. So here it is. I've soldered it properly to the second terminal of the switch and to the negative of the motor. So we are going to test it first with our multimeter to ensure we connected the diode properly. So you see like this, it is not reading, and when we invert it, putting the negative here, between the negative of the probe to the cathode and the positive to the anode. So you check the multimeter, you see it's reading, so meaning our connection was right. So it's time to test it. So switch it on. So you can already hear the buzzing sound and can see that the motor is turning. So let me switch it off. So it has stopped. So this is basically how you improvise when you have lost a component. So we'll be dropping other videos on different improvisations that we'll be making. So stay tuned to our channel to keep receiving educative and insightful tech insights and tips. So I love all of you. Stay tuned and please subscribe to our channel.